In this week's news, the slow journey Vinelander returns to Mildura. SRS is providing in-home care nursing. The Mildura Writer Festival's huge success. And we meet the Kokoda Trekkers who've just returned home.
Sun City streaming local news starts now.
Welcome to Sun City Local News. I'm Caitlyn Morgan. It's great to be with you. The Mildura-based public hospital screening truck was recently in Robinvale for 2 weeks, screening locals for skin, cardio and breast-related conditions. John Dooley reports.
Well, it's great to be in Robinvale today. Sun City News has come to see the screening vehicle in action at the Robinvale Golf Club, where locals from the region have been coming to get screening, skin, cardio and breast cancer. I'm going to take a screening test myself. Let's go.
The Mildura-based Public Hospital Foundation screening truck was recently at the Robinvale Golf Resort, screening people from the region for skin, cardio and breast-related conditions. The truck spent 2 weeks in the town, and almost all of the appointments for the 3 screening services were booked out well in advance of its arrival. Rural Imaging Australia Director Jason Kane spoke to Sun City News about the visit and what people think about the truck wherever it goes.
It's great, the Robinvale community have really jumped on board and have supported this, and we're fully booked out of skin screening. We still have some spaces available for breast screening, and to do heart health checks. Everywhere we've gone, we've been able to book our screening out when we're there, which just shows the need that people are after for health checks in rural and remote areas where they have trouble getting access to health services. It's a game changer. It's also free to the community, so that's the big game changer. Screening like this normally costs between $500 and $800 for people to get, and they've either got to go to a capital city or a large regional town to be able to have that done. We're out here in Robinvale and people are able to have that done in their own backyard.
The screening truck is close to Jason's heart. He's been involved with the truck from day one when the build began and up until the day it was commissioned and on the road.
It is close to my heart, especially being involved from the very beginning. I've got lots of family members that have been touched by skin cancer themselves, and also other health problems. I grew up in a remote regional town on a farm. So for me, I can see the benefits that this makes really quickly to our community and all the communities that we're going to be going and visiting over the next 12 months.
I underwent a skin screening procedure which was carried out by Mildura-based Public Hospital's Caitlyn Pitt, who conducted an incredibly thorough examination of my freckly skin, and now I am awaiting the results of those scans.
Come up looking like this with all the lesions that we've tagged for further review. Then it will also have your clinical shot, so where it's located on the body, as well as what the close-up image looks like. If they're flagged for follow-up, there'll also be a remark saying suspected basal cell cancer, requesting a biopsy, and that will go to your email and to your GPs if you've provided one, okay?
So Caitlyn, it's an incredibly thorough examination. I was quite surprised. And the technology is just amazing.
Yeah, the technology is really good. We're very lucky to have Camfield sponsor us and provide us with our camera. But yes, we try to make it as thorough as possible because at the end of the day is a full skin cancer check, and skin cancer does matter. So we do need to check everywhere. And we also need to make sure that we're including that education component for the patient, because at the end of the day, they will pick up most of their melanomas and skin cancers themselves if they're educated well.
Mildura resident Tracy McMillan was in Robinvale during the truck's visit and was able to undertake screenings for her skin and cardio function, and she also underwent a mammogram. Tracy explained the cardio check procedure.
Placing your email address or downloading the app. Downloading the app is better because you get all the results instantly. Doing a blood pressure check, answering a few basic questions, your weight, your height, etc., your age, also the pressure test on your hands, on how much fluid's in your body, what your BMI would be, blood pressure check. Mine came out perfect. Some of the results came back as I expected, but I'm in the process of working on that already. And it gives you information on what you can do, what you should do, and who you can contact. And it goes, all the information goes straight to your doctors.
What do you think of this truck?
I think it's amazing. It's great for the community, for people that can't get to the hospital or the doctors. So I think it's the best thing that's ever happened.
The smooth and efficient operation of the screening truck is due to the wonderful staff who provide the various onboard services, and Janine Brown is one of those people.
It's going along quite smoothly. There's a lot of interest, a lot of people coming in, and just so they know that we will be back again at a different time, and just keep an eye out on the local newspaper and all that sort of thing, and you'll be able to book in for your checks. We've had a lot of interest with people dropping in to get an appointment, which already is booked out, and the breast screening's going really well here too. A lot of women have been coming in, which is wonderful. And then a lot of people have just dropped in for cardiac checks as well, because we offer that service. They're amazed. They cannot believe how wonderful it is and how it covers so many aspects. And a lot of people that can't get into town to get these things done have been lucky enough to get in on the truck, which is fantastic.
Well, I've just completed my skin screening test. It was a fascinating process, very simple but very thorough. And some of the photos taken look very suspect to me, and you'll see some of those in this clip. John Dooley for Sun City News.
There's no doubt the hospital screening truck is a game changer for the people of the Northern Mallee. Sunraysia Residential Services, SRS, continues to break new ground in Mildura with their innovative service provision.
Sunraysia Residential Services, SRS, is broadening its commitment to supporting local people to live independently with the introduction of a specialised in-home nursing services designed to bring essential healthcare directly to people in their homes. The expansion marks a significant step forward in SRS's growing suite of services, providing professional nursing care for people who may otherwise face challenges accessing regular treatment, follow-up appointments or ongoing health support. The service will be available to NDIS participants, aged care participants and members of the broader community seeking professional nursing support in their own homes. Sun City News met with SRS's safeguarding manager Sarah Avery, who said the service was developed in response to increasing demand for flexible, person-centred healthcare options.
SRS is really pleased to announce that we are moving into the community nursing space. So that's providing community in-home supports around medication management, around subcutaneous injections and wound dressings, in-home supports for people, making it more easily accessible so people don't need to go to a GP appointment to get dressings done. They can be more comfortable in their home environment. So they don't need to be on NDIS or support at home. All they need to do is contact us here at SRS. So they can either contact us on 0350221741 or pop into the office and we can talk them through the process on how to get nursing services at home.
Sarah was asked who were the nurses who would provide the in-home nursing care.
We have a fantastic team of nurses. So they're run by our RN Julie and her team of enrolled nurses as well. They'll be the ones providing support in home for people. We want people to be comfortable to receive health supports. Sometimes it's been quite difficult to get a GP appointment or access health services. It's about making it easily accessible for everybody. That's what we're all about.
I asked Sarah if there was an age category applied to the eligibility criteria to access the service.
No age category at all. You can be a young child or you can be one of our older persons in the community. It's open for everybody.
SRS recently underwent a rigorous audit which examined the quality and compliance of the services that the organisation delivers.
Our recent audit, so back in March we had our major NDIS registration audit by HDAA. We got full certification from that audit, which is fantastic. It means that we can provide services as a registered provider in Mildura and the Sunraysia region across all services. So that is a really big achievement for both the staff, SRS as a whole, our participants and the wider community as well. Our audits happen every 3 years with a midterm audit in between. The whole time we're preparing for that next audit, it's all about continuous improvement. So it's just learning from areas of improvement and wanting to get better. So it's never about preparing for an audit, it's about staying on top and continuing to do best practice. They look at our homes, so all of our homes, they go in there, they speak to our participants, they speak to our staff, they see the conditions that our participants are living in. Some of the really good feedback that we did get from the auditors were that we have some of the most beautiful homes they have ever seen, which is a really good feedback for SRS, but it's even better for our participants living there.
Community members, families, support coordinators, healthcare professionals and referral partners seeking more information about the new service are encouraged to contact SRS on 5022 1741 or email intake@srsinc.com.au for more information. John Dooley, Sun City News.
What a wonderful organisation SRS is. When we return, people enjoying the romance of rail journeys pay Mildura a visit, and the Mildura Writers Festival's star-studded participants.
Sun City Streaming thanks our wonderful sponsors for their generous support for our community YouTube channel and Sun City local news. Tasco Inland Petroleum, White Mildura, Chemist Warehouse Mildura, and Fisher Developments.
First impressions matter. And when you're selling your home, presentation starts long before the front door. You don't need to spend thousands, just a weekend and a bit of elbow grease. A tidy, well-kept exterior tells buyers the home has been cared for. Because a well-presented garden doesn't just frame your home, it frames the buyer's mindset. And when it's done right, it's the little things out front that open the door to something bigger.
Discover Black Milk Specialty Coffee, Mildura's first true coffee institution, pouring premium 5 Senses coffee on our Synesso MVP machine, paired with fresh creative breakfast, brunch and lunch. Black Milk Specialty Coffee, 51 Deakin Avenue, Mildura.
Join us every Thursday night for the Footy Super Show. I'm Will Callow, your host, and my co-host,
Sam Kerridge.
Get amongst it. Come and listen to us talk all things local football, netball, and we might even have a few break sessions about how good I was and how good you still are, Sam.
Or how good I used to be. Certainly watched up now, but no, very excited. Looking forward to providing you guys with everything SFNL football, netball, and hopefully taking a few laughs and taking the mickey out of a few people along the way.
Welcome back to Sun City News. I'm Caitlyn Morgan. If you like travelling by train, seeing the changing landscape and enjoying some great activities, then the slow journey Vinelander is just the ticket.
Vinelander was back in Mildura recently as part of a 6-day trip on board Slow Rail Journey's private standard gauge train hauled by a heritage diesel locomotive as it made its spirited run from Melbourne to the Goldfields and then on to Mildura for 3 days.
How was the trip?
Oh, it was a wonderful trip. Good.
You've been to Mildura before?
Oh, I have. I was here for my honeymoon 60 years ago. And the rest?
Been to Mildura before?
Oh,
yes.
Times, but not by train.
Many of those on board choose to stay at the luxurious Mildura Quality Grand Hotel, and after a lovely dinner and a restful night's sleep, following an early breakfast, they departed for their visit to the Mungo National Park. And in the evening, passengers enjoyed a sumptuous dinner in the Grand's magnificent ballroom. The next day, a river cruise to the beautiful Trentham Estate for lunch was one of the highlights of the action-packed itinerary. Sun City News caught up with tour manager Matt Lucas, who is also the Vice President of Slow Rail Journeys.
We got these standard gauge cars allocated to us. They used to run from Melbourne to Albury, so when Melbourne to Albury became Velocities, we got these carriages allocated to us, which has meant that we've been able to run up here, which is really great. Because it's standard gauge up here now, so we have to go through Geelong, through Ararat, then back to Maryborough. So into Maryborough, we bus people down to RACV Resort Creswick. Then the next day, back to Maryborough and up here. We'll do some fun things. So we got Mungo. We split the group, so we've got Mungo tomorrow with Kenny and Warren of his team. Orange World with Mario, the Botanic Gardens, and then Ashton taking us out on the paddle steamer on Sunday night.
After a wonderful 3 days in Mildura, it was time for passengers to depart for Melbourne, a journey that would take 2 days.
I didn't think I'd manage this one because I'm 92 now, so it's been a bit of an effort, but it's still been well worthwhile. I've had a lovely time and met some lovely people, and the crew were excellent.
Trip's been wonderful, absolutely wonderful. A bit hectic, but that's the adventure of it.
It's been great. We've really enjoyed having a look at the attractions up here, and the train ride was great.
I think the itinerary has been really good. A variety, good mix of people, all very friendly. I think being here in Mildura has been a great experience for us.
Great experience. Thank you.
All your help with
Thank
the
you so
TV,
much.
I appreciate
Absolutely,
that.
no worries at all. Thank you so
care.
much.
All the
See
best
you.
in Mildura.
Thank you so much. See you. Bye-bye.
After the train departed, I spoke with Marketing and Events Coordinator from the Quality Grand, Ari Shahani, who was in charge of hosting the guests staying at the hotel.
Oh, the weekend was absolutely fantastic. Everyone was so nice and energetic. It was so fun having them around. It's always lively when it's at the hotel. I hope we gave them the best service possible. By the talks of that, I'm assuming they had a fun time at the Grand. So I'm just glad all of our team did an amazing job. Starting from check-in till the checkout, the team at the Grand has outdone itself. So I'm really happy about it. I was able to do what I was able to do because the team was there. Without them not helping me through the way, I wouldn't have been able to do anything. So again, it's been amazing. The team was good. So I'm really glad that they had a fun time with the Grand, like they always do. And I'm looking forward to seeing them back. I believe they'll be here in the next 3 weeks again. So it'll be fun times again.
The Vinelander will be back in Mildura again with another group of slow train journey passengers eager to enjoy the hospitality of the Quality Grand Hotel and the many attractions Sunraysia has to offer. John Dooley, Sun City News.
What a way to travel and stay, with the Grand Hotel certainly looking after those train travelling guests. The Mildura Writer Festival was held recently, and John Dooley met with some of the guest presenters, who included some famous people.
The recent Mildura Writers Festival showcased 4 days of words, food, wine and music, featuring a stellar lineup of Australian writers. Throughout the weekend, invited guests and audience members intermingled freely, sharing an experience that provides thoughtful and challenging ideas about writing and literature, delivering a much-needed cultural enrichment for remote and regional audiences. One of the highlights of the weekend was the gala dinner held at the magnificent Quality Grand Hotel Chandelier Room on the Saturday night, where guests enjoyed a beautiful dinner prepared by celebrity cook Stefano De Piri. Before the dinner, Sun City News met with Sydney author and journalist and former regular guest on The Insiders, David Marr, who was participating in the festival.
This is a unique, almost unique Writers' Festival. There are another couple a bit like it where we all go to everything. And it's not a huge crowd. We get to know each other a bit, and it just has a terrific tempo, good feel, and good food. We've been talking about landscape in literature. You know, I must have been to 50 literary festivals in my time. No one has ever thought to ask about that. It's a fabulous topic, and we talked about that today. There's one of the funniest writers in Australia is a guy called Robert Skinner. He's a friend of mine, and he interviewed me yesterday quite kindly. There was some vicious material there, but it was quite kind. And we're talking tonight about David Malouf and the mighty gifts he gave this country.
I also spoke to the outgoing Writers' Festival director, Donata Carazza.
We're here in the Mildura Grand Hotel, and it's really thanks to the hotel and Stefano De Pieri, my father Don Domenico Carazza, who were, Stefano was very much the instigator with his connections to Philip Hodgins, who really brought his connections to writers to Mildura. And then my father Don and my mother Anna were very open about the hotel being the space for the event to take place, or for authors to come and stay. We held a lot of events up in the ballroom, just up the stairs, and over the years it's evolved and changed and morphed into all sorts of things, and it's gone into all sorts of venues with the participation of a lot of local people who have been on the committee, who have participated, who have been volunteers, and incredible writers who have agreed to come to Mildura. So it's been since it began in 1995, and and it continues.
I also had the opportunity to meet with the inaugural chair of the newly established Writers' Festival Board, Nicholas Brash.
It always brings the cream. We always go after the cream of Australian literature, but not always, not just the obvious ones. We also try and invite some of the real emerging writers. This year we've got not just emerging writers, but some of the authors. We've got Shukafa Azar, who's a Persian writer, Iranian Australian writer, Robbie Arnott, a Hobart-based writer. We had them on a panel today, which is absolutely wonderful, talking about the power of fiction. Tonight we've got a very special night, which is a sort of tribute to David Malouf, who passed away not long ago, but who was a regular at the festival, one of Australia's iconic writers. So we were trying to work out what we would do on the Saturday night, and then we heard of his passing, and it suddenly became obvious for the thing to do would be to have a tribute to him. And it occurred to me, I think this sort of shows the power of this festival. It occurred to me, we lost David, and then a few years ago we lost Les Murray, two of the greats of Australian literature, and both had very firm connections with the Mildura Writers Festival, and I think it just sort of said a lot about the power of this festival, the reach of this festival, that the people of that calibre came regularly, and Helen Garner's another that comes regularly, Christos Chalkas, back in the days we had Clive James. I mean, there's almost no great figure in Australian literature that hasn't been at some point to the Mildura Writers Festival. And what makes it special, or what makes it different to other writers' festivals, is that it's a 4-day event, and I think this could only happen in Mildura. You go to other writers' festivals, and the guests watch a panel of writers, and the writers go home or to the hotel, and the patrons go back home. But here, because you are sort of almost, you're put together, you can't go anywhere. It's the beauty, and I guess also one of the curses of Mildura. You're here for 4 days, and everybody, and we look after you. Everyone eats together, drinks together, talks together, goes to the events together. There's no differentiation between our writing guests and our festival guests, and that's one of the beauties of it. And both the guests that come here and the writers, and the guests that come and the writers that come here have always said it's unlike any other festival in that way. It's just, and of course with the with the patronage, or you like, the generosity in the background of Stefano. It really has become much more than the Writers' Festival, much more than the conversations that take place on the panels. It's so much about the hospitality of this area, and we want to show off this great food bowl and the wine and the food and everything else that comes from it.
On Sunday morning, the attention turned to the Mildura Arts Centre, where former Greens Senator and party founder Dr Bob Brown was speaking to a packed theatre. I was fortunate to speak with Dr Brown backstage before his lecture.
I'm a boy from the bush. I grew up in the bush in New South Wales actually, and I'm just delighted to be here. I feel right at home in Mildura. It's a beautiful city, and of course it's enjoying a good season. I think this one is special. I've read the history of it, and it goes back to last century, of course, and the wonderful people who established it and then saw it grow. But it's got a special Australian flavour about it. I do go to other capital city Writers Festival, and they have international authors and so on, and that's wonderful. But this one concentrates on the talent and the thinking that is Australian, and of course with it comes the marvellous add-ons, the wonderful cuisine and great company. I'm forever interested in the fact that everybody's smiling, everybody seems happy and enjoying it.
Presenting the Murray Talk, pioneering environmentalist Dr Bob Brown delivered a rousing argument for the power of hope and resistance in today's world. The annual Murray Talk is presented by an esteemed thinker on any subject. It is dedicated to the memory of former festival patron, the late Les Murray, and the enduring vitality of the Murray River.
I also want to pay at the outset and thank the organisers for asking me to give this Murray Talk. It's a great honour indeed. But pay tribute to Les Murray. He called himself the subhuman redneck. Well, I don't think so. I'd call myself a greenneck. But I think we have a lot in common, and I love his poetry.
Following Dr Brown's oration, I spoke to the new Writers' Festival Creative Director, Finley Japp.
It's been so good. I'm feeling incredibly supported, and it's just such a showing of the Mildura community, the volunteers, the supporters, everybody. It's been wonderful. The beautiful thing about the Mildura Writers Festival is it is a well-oiled machine. People come each year because they know it and they love it. So if I can continue to hold that trust, the trust that they have in me and in us as a festival, then I'll be doing very well and very happy. One of the things that sets the Mildura Writers Festival apart is that we read the authors before we invite them. So we know the quality of their writing, and more than anything else, the judgment on whether someone comes is whether their writing is good. We bring the most excellent writers from Australia here.
Deirdre Reid from Collins Booksellers Mildura was in the foyer of the MAC selling copies of Dr Brown's latest book, Defiance.
The festival has been amazing so far. I have enjoyed every minute I've been able to listen in. We've sold so many books because people have listened to the writers and become really fascinated by what they had to say, and they've rushed over to buy them, which is just delightful. For me, it's been an absolute delight meeting the writers, Bob being one of them. I had a lovely chat with Bob yesterday, or maybe the day before. He's a truly beautiful man, and I was super impressed with his nature and with his approach and with everything he said. So I'm looking forward to listening to his talk today. But I've been super impressed with all the writers. We get such an amazing quality of authors here at the Writers' Festival, and many of them have said to me that this is actually their favourite Writers' Festival because of the intimate nature of it and because of the fact that customers or patrons get to interact directly with the writers. So it's just been a lovely experience.
The Mildura Writers' Festival has evolved into a world-class literary event, which simply gets better year on year. John Dooley, Sun City News.
What an iconic event the Writers' Festival has evolved into. When we return, highlights from the Mildura Cup Paddock Club Marquee event. And we meet the dynamic young duo who've just trekked the Kokoda Trail.
Sun City Streaming thanks our wonderful sponsors for their generous support for our community YouTube channel and Sun City local news. Tasco Inland Petroleum, White Mildura, Chemist Warehouse Mildura, and Fisher Developments.
First impressions matter. And when you're selling your home, presentation starts long before the front door. You don't need to spend thousands, just a weekend and a bit of elbow grease. A tidy, well-kept exterior tells buyers the home has been cared for. Because a well-presented garden doesn't just frame your home, it frames the buyer's mindset. And when it's done right, it's the little things out front that open the door to something bigger.
Discover Black Milk Specialty Coffee, Mildura's first true coffee institution, pouring premium 5 Senses coffee on our Synesso MVP machine, paired with fresh creative breakfast, brunch and lunch. Black Milk Specialty Coffee, 51 Deakin Avenue, Mildura.
Join us every Thursday night for the Footy Super Show. I'm Will Callow, your host, and my co-host,
Sam Kerridge.
Get amongst it. Come and listen to us talk all things local football, netball, and we might even have a few break sessions about how good I was and how good you still are, Sam.
Or how good I used to be. Certainly washed up now, but no, very excited. Looking forward to providing you guys with everything SFNL football, netball, and hopefully taking a few laughs and taking the mickey out of a few people along the way.
Welcome back to Sun City News. I'm Caitlyn Morgan. 2 young students from Mildura have just completed the most challenging feat of their lives so far, after trekking across the Kokoda Trail in Papua New Guinea.
Local students Asha Briganti and Courtney Jack have recently returned from Papua New Guinea after completing the Kokoda Trail as recipients of the Farnsworth Lockheed Low Scholarship. The Farnsworth Lockheed Scholarship is a regional youth program that supports local students to trek the historic 138-kilometre Kokoda Trail in Papua New Guinea. The scholarship is named in honour of local soldiers Private Raymond Farnsworth, Warrant Officer John Lockhead and Lance Corporal Edward Lowe, who each made the ultimate sacrifice. Funded and auspiced by the Mildura RSL sub-branch alongside local supporters and Mildura MP Jade Benham, the initiative builds leadership and resilience while honouring Australia's wartime history. Joined by Luke Benham, the students undertook the challenging trek to honour Australia's wartime legacy and reflect on the values of courage, mateship, endurance and sacrifice. The experience was particularly meaningful for Courtney, whose great-grandfather, Warrant Officer John Lockhead, is one of 3 local soldiers for whom the scholarship is named. Both Asher and Courtney showed incredible resilience and maturity throughout the journey and have returned with powerful insight into leadership, history and personal growth.
It was amazing. I loved it, especially having a family connection as well. My great-grandfather was on the trail and unfortunately passed away over there, and I think being able to walk in his footsteps and, you know, it's kind of like a family legacy. My sister went last year, so I think it was an amazing opportunity to go this year and got a lot out of it as well. So it was amazing.
I asked Asher what the experience had meant to him.
My great-grandfather obviously wasn't on the trail, although he was in Bougainville being a top aircraftsman, which is an aircraft mechanic, so he was helping the boys on the trail with their supply drops and whatnot. And also had great-great-grandfathers in the First World War. And it's a real eye-opener for what we take for granted, that it's a very significant war that not many Australians actually celebrate, unfortunately. And today's generation, a lot of people ask what is the Kokoda Trail. So it's good that we're showing awareness for what it is and bringing up the details that can never be forgotten.
The soldiers who trekked the Kokoda Trail in World War II battled horrendous conditions, heavy rain and mud, often under heavy fire from the enemy, and they also faced the risk of infection from malaria, something that Courtney and Asher were well aware of.
Well, we actually got quite lucky with the weather actually. It only, last year's group got a fair bit of rain, whereas we were pretty lucky, only got 3 days of rain. So it made it a bit easier for us. But I think you can never really compare what we went through to what the soldiers went through, because I mean, they had guns firing at them all the time, whereas we were just walking up hills. But I also think, like, with the stories that we got told along the track and all the significant places we went to, it was, you know, it almost put it into reality what it would have been like for them. And I think that sort of made you realise that we are super grateful for what we have in today's life, and that we should be, you know, respectful and acknowledge more what these soldiers have done for us.
The humidity over there is insane, and like I was saying, as we were on the track, we had like 3 months of preparation to go there, and we had our training and whatnot. And you think about it, and some of the boys were picked up off streets in the cities, and also they were the leftovers from that came back from the Middle East, and they were sent straight over there with thick woolen coats and not a single prediction of what it was like over there. So we could just search it up and figure out what it's like. Well, not exactly, but we had an idea at least. And they had thick, just normal nail sole leather boots, and we had these top of the range hiking boots. So we were very lucky.
Asher is a Year 11 student at St Joseph's College, and Courtney is in Year 12 at Mildura Senior College. And I asked Asher what plans he had academically and what the takeout from the experience was for him.
I was thinking of doing electrical engineering. I was also thinking of just doing an electrical apprenticeship, but after doing that and completing that, I'm not going to hold myself back, and I'll try and do some uni courses and whatnot. And one of the things I brought away from it is, if you're not struggling in life, you're clearly not trying hard enough, because those boys over there were struggling, and I did quote that night. That was good.
I think I took out that I'm a lot more mentally strong than I thought I was. Like, I came into it knowing, you know, I had to complete it, I had to do it. But I also think I pushed through tough times, so anything else after this I can do. If I can do that, I can do this, I can do anything. So I think that's my biggest takeout from it, 100%.
Both Asher and Courtney are shining examples of the character of many of the young people in our community doing great things, and I must say it fills me with great optimism for the future. John Dooley, Sun City News.
Aren't those two just amazing? Well done to you both. Race goers at the Mildura Cup recently were treated to a brilliant day out, particularly if they were privileged to be in the exclusive Paddock Club Marquee, and Sun City News was there.
The running of the 102nd Mildura Cup on Friday, July 17th was a star-studded affair both on the track and on the field. The sun came out and the crowd was settling in for a great day, with plenty of patrons in various marquees and vantage points around the track enjoying themselves from the get-go. The feature race was won by Run Harry Run, ridden by top jockey Harry Coffey, who many punters had said beforehand they were going to bet on.
We're going to follow Harry Coffey. You don't ever bet on the cup?
Absolutely. No idea. One of them will win.
Depending on the colour. I'll go for the colour.
A lot of science in that.
How are you enjoying the Paddock Cup? Beautiful.
Fabulous.
Great time. Everyone should do it next year.
So folks, lovely day. The sun's come out.
Absolutely.
Any tips for the cup?
Yeah, don't let
I've had that said to me a few times.
I'm sure you have.
You enjoy the day.
Thank you.
The Mildura-based public hospital again had their exclusive Paddock Club Marquee at the Cup, which attracted everyone from the serious punters to the glamorous ladies, some of whom would be entrants in the fashions on the field a little later on. Well-known trainer and raconteur Wayne Hawkes and tipster Jules Valance were the celebrity attractions at the event, which saw guests enjoying fine food and beverages, live music and the convenience of an in-marquee TAB. A highlight of the Foundation's presence at the Mildura Cup was having their screening truck on site offering free skin and cardio screening. Wayne Hawkes spoke to Sun City News before he took to the microphone about his return visit, and he was asked about his personal experience with skin cancer.
Great to be back. I'd never been in the Mildura Cup before, and it was my first time last year and thoroughly enjoyed it. And I booked it in 364 days ago, to be totally honest, and here we are. How it all started quickly was that I had a mark on my nose right there, and it was a bit of flaky skin, and I never worried about it, and it was sort of dry and crusty and been there for a while. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to pick this off. Well, I picked it off, and before you knew it, half a marble just came out of my nose. I panicked, and I went to the skin specialist, and they cut it out, and it was all good. So, long story short, I used to do a show on racing.com with Shane Anderson called After the Last. So you go in, and for the people that don't know, when you're on the TV, you always have makeup, have the foundation put on, so when the lights shine on you, you don't have the shiny face, like moi. So what happened was that I said, I don't want the makeup on. I want you to do a close-up of my ugly buff head. So I went and said, you know what, we've all got to get off our backside. We've all got to go and get tested. This is a bloody big wake-up call to me. 3 weeks later, what happens is we get an email from a lady saying, I owe Wayne Hawkes my life. And what happened was that she said, I got off my backside. I love the show. I love the horses. I listened to Wayne, and I went down, and they said, mate, give yourself 3 or 4 months, and we couldn't have reversed what they did. She had the greatest melanoma that she didn't even know was there, and they said, in theory, in 6 months' time, it would have been nearly all over. So it was quite emotional for me from the point of view of when you're getting an email and then speaking to someone saying that, you know, you owe them their life. That's a pretty big call. So when I got the opportunity to come here last year, as far as the a few of the jockeys in the background giving me a bit of grief.
Harry Coffey, normally you're on the outside fence, brother.
A few of the jockeys giving me a bit of grief there before the first. So when I got told about this, what I did was I was boots and all to come and do this last year, because when it affects you the way that it affected me, and then when we got that email from that lady and everything like that, it was it was a real eye opener. So you know what, we've all got to get off our backside. We all have to go and do this, and I'm fair-skinned and whatever, and I said to them, that would be half the reason. They said, let me tell you, this stuff affects anybody and everybody, so don't be afraid, and blokes, we're the worst. She'll be right, mate, it'll be right, you know what, it's not right, and we only get this opportunity once. So to see now that this vehicle that's cost in excess of $3 million is up and running, and I just went and had a quick preview before, and I'm going to go and get my kid off again today, and this time in confined spaces, not outside. I'm going to go and get the screening done. They said it's very easy, very simple, because the marquee that I'm in, I'm actually going to then go back and say, listen, this is how simple and easy it was. Whoever hasn't been, get there and do it. So we can all have a joke, and it's a great thing at the races, and great to have a bet, and great to have a punt, and great to come with your mates, but let's get serious about this skin cancer, because it affects anybody and everybody.
Following our interview, tipster Jules Valance introduced Wayne, who told the guest of his plan to undertake a skin screening examination on the truck.
I'll introduce Wayne. G'day, mate. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Great to be here. Came up here on a beautiful flight last night, and we survived that, so that's been good. But in terms of, we were here last year, Wayne, and we're trying to raise money for a screening truck, which is out the back for skin check. So you're actually going to go do one today, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go and do the skin test very shortly. So I'm going to mention this a couple of times today, but for the truck out the back, the first 40 people that went and did the screenings, 13 of those 40 had issues, right? Some of them weren't big issues, but they were still issues. So do the math. I mean, you're talking 25% of people. And then, unfortunately, I confirmed that with Heath, and he said, we got a worse one. I said, what's that? He said, the other day, I won't say who, but they did 120 people, and 75% of them had issues, people that worked outside. So this is real.
Later in the afternoon, before the fashions on the field, Mildura-based public hospital maternity ward nurse unit manager Sarah Brady told guests about the CTG system for the maternity unit, which proceeds from the Paddock Club Marquee event will help to facilitate.
I've got some questions for you that you can tell the people here about why we're here, and give some context around it. And I'll start by saying, what is our current CTG system?
It is all paper-based, so we don't have the capacity for clinicians outside of the room to view this system. Leading into the new system that we are proposing for is a system that is web-based. It can be accessed externally, so our consultants that might be in clinic or they might be on call at 3 a.m. have the ability to view it from home and give some advice immediately.
Member for Mildura Jade Benham is always on the track for the Cup and was enjoying the sunshine, which she happily took credit for.
Who knew that I could make the sunshine on Mildura Cup Day? Mind you, I always get very nervous around Mildura Cup. 2 years ago we had the coldest day that I've ever known in Mildura when the Minister for Racing was here. I texted him this morning to see if he was going to be present and still no. Haven't managed to get him back. This is the kind of thing that the regions need, especially this time of year. You know, people are doing it really tough. So a day out at the races with the sun shining, there's, you know, the horses. It's just, I love the country races. You know, it's no secret that I'm a massive fan. The last race is in fact the Jade Benham. I'm a sponsor of Mildura Racing Club as well. So more than happy to support not only the racing industry that creates so many jobs within Victoria, but also within our region locally. And we've got some, you know, Harry Coffey's here. The racing royalty from the Witchy Proof Racing Club, and different clubs around the region are here as well. So, yeah, I love the races and I wouldn't miss it.
Then it was time for Fashions on the Field, which saw some dandy-looking men and some very glamorous ladies vying for the winner's sash.
We're looking at here. You can tell our ladies out. She's wearing the beautiful colours. The thing about our Mildura races. Hey ladies, this is fantastic. Here today, a little bit lazy. 72's got some good crowd down there. What a good whistle. Wendy, this colour is beautiful. You've dressed this. Where did you find it? I made it. Did you really? How many hours involved in that? Oh, a few days. Like everybody else. Well done to our winner. Congratulations. Who is crowned our most fashionable Lady of the Day? Number 3. Where's number 3? Congratulations to you. Winning our fashions on the field. Done a magnificent job today. Georgia Boyer, Noah Boyer. Always the best magnum or Mr. Congeniality. Oh, don't do the
Well, another Mildura Cup is over and people will no doubt be hotly anticipating the next big day at the Mildura Racing Club, Melbourne Cup Day, on the first Tuesday in November. John Dooley, Sun City News.
Now that looked like a really fun day out. Well, that's our news for now. I hope you enjoy the week ahead. And as we leave you, here are some of the colourful scenes from the Vinelanders' visit to Mildura. I'm Caitlyn Morgan. Take care and bye for now.
Sun City Streaming thanks our wonderful sponsors for their generous support for our community YouTube channel and Sun City local news. Tasco Inland Petroleum, White Mildura, Chemist Warehouse Mildura, and Fisher Developments.